Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Josh. I am so excited to finally be sitting down to do this video. Can I get a drum roll please? Because today we are finally doing the full reveal of and intro to my brand new Omega Seamaster Planet Ocean in white. Now, before we get started, in the interest of not wasting anyone's time, this video is not going to be a few things. It is not going to be a full and unbiased review because I am still way too early on in the honeymoon phase to do that, though I will come back and do that later on. It's also not going to be a lecture on all the technical details just because I feel like there are already 2 million of those videos out there and you can find all that information pretty readily. It's also not going to be an unboxing video, and I did this differently than the way I normally do it. I actually have a separate unboxing video where I take this guy and the HERMES CLIC that you'll see in just a bit out of their boxes, and the reason I did that was there are so many of you who really like that kind of thing, and then there are others who really don't like that kind of thing, so I thought I would separate that out into its own video. And if you do like that kind of detail and you want to see all of that, go and watch that. There will be a link in the description below and probably a card somewhere here in the video as well. So with all that said, this video is really just going to be my story of why I wanted these pieces, why I think they are absolutely perfect for me, how I plan to wear and style them, and also I want to get into a little bit of the buying experience and process, especially for the Omega. So if you don't like the chatty, subjective kind of videos, I totally understand. Feel free to exit out now. I won't be offended in the least. So with that out of the way, if anyone is even still here with me, let's do a proper introduction to this guy. This is the Omega Seamaster Planet Ocean in white, 39.5 millimeters, and this is the newest generation in which both the dial and bezel are full ceramic. It is rated to about 600 meters or 2,000 feet of depth, and driving all of this is the relatively new, fully in-house caliber 8800 movement. I'll put the reference number on screen here, and there will also be a link in the description below to Omega's website, and with Omega you can actually purchase this guy online as well. So for those of you who have been with me on my channel for a while, you might know that this has always been a dream watch of mine. It's been on my mind and in my heart for quite some time. I've wanted it forever, and this was always something that I promised myself that I would buy when the time was right. And about a month ago, I got a really nice promotion at work, which was a big jump up the ladder and in salary, and so I felt like that really warranted pulling the trigger on this guy and buying what is truly one of my dream watches. And you guys, I could not be happier with it. This is, I have to say, having had it for a couple weeks now, this is nearly the perfect watch for me and my style and my life. And to talk about why, we have to start with the absolutely incredible size of this case. Now, if you know the Planet Ocean line, you know that the standard or full-size model by most accounts is the 43.5 millimeter version, which a lot of people really like. But for me, that is just an absolute no-go zone for something that I want to wear as a daily. And I do have a few Seikos like my King Samurai that are that big or even bigger, but you know, those are just cheap fun watches and not daily beaters, the kind of watches that I intend to wear all day, every day, day in and day out. And you can see here just how much difference there is in size between a case that's around 43, 44 versus the 39.5 that we have here on this Planet Ocean. And what was really astounding to me actually about the 39.5 is when I went into the boutique and I met with my SA and she pulled it out for me, I almost thought that she'd made a mistake and brought in the wrong watch, because I have to tell you guys, it's weird, but this guy does not look to the eye or feel on the wrist like it's 39.5 millimeters. It just feels so much larger than that dimension would suggest. And for me, that makes this like the absolute perfect size, especially for someone with wrists around 6 3/4 inches like me, which is not exceptionally small by any stretch. This guy wears so nicely, you guys. And I have to say, that's probably my favorite thing about this watch, is just how comfortable it is because of its size. The other really interesting thing about this case is looking at it in the boutique, I think Omega scaled the overall footprint of the case proportionally, meaning that as the east-west dimension shrinks, so does the north-south. And so what you end up with is this ultra-compact, yet thoroughly modern diver, which is such a rarity because even with moderately sized divers today, you often find a much taller north-south measurement, which can really affect how the watch sits on your wrist, and thus how comfortable it is to wear, especially on a bracelet. And the Longines Legend is a great example of that. Its case width is only 42 millimeters, but its lug to lug or north-south measurement is actually 52, and a lot of people have found that to be a deal breaker. So this guy, with its super compact but not overly compact footprint, makes it really unique and really special, I think, especially when you consider the fact that inside the watch is Omega's brand new, bang up to date 8800 caliber movement, so you are not compromising anything by sizing down from the larger 43 or 45 millimeter versions. And although I think the white is technically classified as a ladies watch, they do make various black, blue, and rose gold versions in this smaller case size as well. And so whether you're a guy or a gal, if you're going in for one of those colorways, I'd really recommend you start with the 39.5 and then size up from there to the 43, only if you feel like it's too small for your wrist. And on that note, fragile masculinity be damned, but I don't think anyone should rule out the white just because it's technically a ladies watch. Because let me tell you guys, this color is absolutely stunning. The white ceramic here is just a showstopper. It is incredible to see in person. And by the way guys, because I always do get questions whenever I show white or light watches, and because we did get some snow as I was wrapping up production on this video, you can see here that the dial and bezel on this guy are 100% absolutely pure and perfect snow white. There's no tinge, no tint, anything like that. It is perfect, and I just love this. I mean, how beautiful is that? And if you're even remotely intrigued by the white, you have to go and see this guy in person. Now, I personally wanted the white because for me, this is going to be the perfect watch to pair with everything I wear during spring and summer. For me, spring and summer is all about colors and patterns and florals and nauticals and white bottoms and fun sneakers, and most importantly, absolutely nothing black. It's not that I don't like black, it's just I feel like it's such a fall and winter color for when you want to be dapper and metropolitan in pea coats and Chelsea boots and that kind of thing. Spring and summer is so much more colorful, so much more fun, really more casual, I think. And so for me, it's really hard to pair black watches with summer ensembles. This guy, on the other hand, like, I am just so ready to pop it on a colorful NATO and get on a plane and head to a resort in Hawaii and just soak up the sun. And I don't know, there's just something really, really special, really casual, but still very elegant and elevated about the way that this white and this watch present on the wrist. And before we wrap up on style, I of course have to mention the absolutely gorgeous white Hermes CLIC that you may have seen in the unboxing video, and that's been popping in and out of this video as well. This is just the perfect accessory to pair with this watch, you guys. I was so stoked when I finally did the unboxing video and I had them both in my hands side by side, because the white enamel matches the white ceramic absolutely perfectly, and honestly, I'll probably end up picking up a blue and maybe even an orange or something like that to match whatever NATO straps I end up with, so stay tuned. I can't wait to see how that works. Like when I photoshopped these two together, I was just like, just shut up and take my money because I need this to happen. And speaking of shut up and take my money, the last thing I want to share with you guys here is my buying experience. Now, as again, I hate the word, but my subscribers know, when it comes to big ticket purchases like watches and jewelry and even cars for that matter, I always go new and I go to the boutique or the showroom. And that's controversial, and as a result, I always get haters in their insurrection and MAGA gear terrorizing me down in the comments. So let me attempt to preempt that and explain why I choose to do so. Now, it is absolutely true that you can get those prestige watches for a lot less than retail if you go online to like WatchMax or Joma Shop and those types of gray market online dealers. And if all you care about is getting the thing for the lowest price possible, then rock on over to Joma Shop or WatchMax. But for me, when it comes to a purchase like this, money just isn't an object. And I don't mean that in a vulgar way. I just mean that this watch, to me, is more than just a financial transaction. It is a reward for an achievement and a celebration of a milestone. And part of that celebration is the experience of going into the beautiful Omega boutique and having it presented to me and fitted to me and having champagne while I wait and all of that kind of thing. I value that experience. I value that joy and the excitement that comes with it. And I think you'll always remember that joy and excitement and pride every single time you look down at your wrist and you see that beautiful watch or whatever it is that you worked so hard to buy for yourself. And so you can say whatever you want about me. You can have whatever opinion you want of me for going that route and paying the retail price. That's just how I approach buying luxury at this level. And so, like I always tell you guys, if you are in a situation where you can afford to have that boutique experience, especially if you've never done it before, whether it be for a watch or a jewelry item or a Birkin or whatever it might be, I highly, highly recommend it because there's just nothing quite like it. And buying something like this really should be an event in your life that you'll reflect on when you're 80 and you're still carrying or wearing that luxury staple that you bought so many years ago. So that's about it, guys. This has been a really long one. I really apologize for that. If anyone is still watching, like, may your deity of choice bless you. Thank you so much for watching. Questions, comments, leave them down below. We will talk again real soon. Have a great one. Stay healthy, stay safe, and take care.